Marcelo Chavez here with Bump Picks, and you already know what time it is. You already know I'm here to give you my predictions. Well, tonight we have a couple of college games that I'm going to talk about, and I'm going to give you two of my predictions on those games. Last night we took a big L with Minnesota losing 28-20 against the Rams. We took Minnesota to cover the spread, and unfortunately they did not. And it's not looking good headed into Sunday. With these picks, but you know we're gonna start now with college football, and let's see how this goes. So hopefully we go 2-0 tonight and have that momentum going into tomorrow's games, and end on a good note at the end of this week. The first game that I want to talk about, we got Louisville going to Boston College. At the spread right now, Louisville is favored at -7.5. Over under is 53.5. Both teams are sitting at 4-3. Louisville has lost 3 out of the 4 games. Their last loss came last week against Miami with a close battle. It came down to the fourth quarter, and the Miami scored 2 back-to-back touchdowns, just put the nail in the coffin against Louisville, and they ended up beating them 52-45. Boston College is on a 2-game skid of their own. They lost last week to Virginia Tech 42-21. So this game between Louisville and Boston College is going to be a pretty good game. Louisville is averaging 37.4 points per game, and that's ranked 20th in the nation. Their passing yards per game is set at 298.6, which is 14th in the nation, and they're rushing the ball 161 yards per game, and that sits them at 64th in the nation. On defense, they're allowing 24.3 points per contest, and that is good for the 70th in the nation. And they're allowing their opponents to throw 231.1 yards per game, and they're letting their opponents rush 133.7 yards per game. Boston College, on the other hand, is averaging 26.3 points per game, and that sits them at 81st in the nation. They're averaging 197th in passing. They're rushing 158.4 per game. Boston College's defense is allowing 20.7 points, and that's good for 38th in the country. Passing, they're giving up 209 yards, 0.4, and they're allowing the opponents to rush for 142.3 yards per game. With that being said, it looks like Louisville will be able to throw and rush the ball against Boston College's defense. I don't see Boston College's defense having too much success in this game on defense. I think Louisville is going to be able to do whatever they want. The only way I see this game being close is if Boston College controls the clock and they rely on that running attack that will lead the way. So look for Louisville to shut down the rushing attack from Boston College, and like I said, I don't trust Boston College's defense to help them win this game. I know that I said the line is set at -7.5. By that half point, drop it down to 7, just in case Boston College does control the clock. And if they control the clock, then if somehow they keep it within that touchdown range, then we could push, hopefully. So my prediction on Louisville at Boston College is I'm gonna buy that half point. I'm gonna take -7 Louisville. So for the second game that I have for you guys tonight is gonna be a really good game. It's a Mountain West Conference game. I think it might be set for the Mountain West Championship game. They might play another game depending on how these two teams end up. We have the number 17th ranked Boise State traveling to NLV to face the Rebels at Allegiant Stadium. And boy, man, let me tell you this. This game is going to be electrifying, man. The crowd's going to be wild. UNLV sits at 6-1. Boise State sits at 5-1. And the line on this game is Boise is favored -3.5, and the over-under is 63. you look at these two teams, and they've both been in the spotlight for two different reasons. Boise State, you obviously got that boy Ashton that just runs like a madman. This guy's probably by far the best running back that I've ever seen come out of college. He's probably the best player I've ever seen in college. I mean, seeing him run, seeing him just go on this tear, kind of looks like Derrick Henry in college. Now that Derrick Henry's in the NFL, it's crazy. It's enjoyable to watch him run the ball. Me being a running back, liking all running backs, this boy can run the rock, and I like to see it. UNLV's been on the spotlight all because of their starting quarterback sitting out for NIL deal that went south, and so he decided to take a red shirt this season and figure out all this NIL deal stuff. So the current quarterback now that UNLV has, that boy Williams, is a dual threat. He's pretty good. He took this opportunity and he's ran with it, and he hasn't looked back this whole time. So tonight's game between these two teams is going to be one to watch. It's going to be fun to watch, actually. The last time Boise lost was back in week 2 against the number 1 team, Oregon. They had a bye last week, but before that they had went to Hawaii and beat Hawaii. Their offense kind of looked a little shaky. They kind of struggled against that defense, but it could have been jet lag from going to Hawaii and playing. UNLV has lost. UNLV's only loss came 3 weeks ago, and they fell short to Syracuse in a close match in overtime. And if you didn't catch that game, it was a really good game. They ended up losing in overtime, like I had said. Last week, they beat Oregon State with a score of 33-25, and that was a really good game as well. So UNLV could score points if you allow them to. UNLV has a really good running game. They're ranked 5th in the nation with a total of 251.4 yards per game, and that's pretty freaking good if you tell me. They got 2 running backs. We have Thomas and James that have been excellent for UNLV this far. They've combined for a total of 681 yards and 7 touchdowns. And like I said, let's not forget that dual quarterback in Williams that has rushed for 390 yards and 4 scores of his own. So you have a 3-headed monster that Boise State's going to face tonight. And let's see how well UNLV's running game is going to be. UNLV is also ranked 5th in the nation with 43.6 points per game. They do allow their opponents 22.6 points scored against them. They allow 278.7 in passing, and they also allow 104.4 in rushing. Going on Boise's side, Boise is ranked 3rd in the nation in scoring offense at 46.8. It's pretty good. Both teams can score points. They're top 5 in offense. I mean, it's going to be a really good offensive battle between these two. They're 4th in Boise State is ranked 4th overall in just total offense, and it's all because of that boy Ashton. Man, that boy could run. Like I said, he's really good. But they do allow 26.2 points scored on them. They allow 105.7 yards rushing, and in passing they allow 276.3 yards. So both teams aren't very good in the passing game. They do a really good job controlling the rushing attack that is against them. With those numbers, I see that both teams do give up a lot of passing yards, like I just said. So I expect both teams to rely on their run game. Like I said, you got a 3-headed monster in UNLV. You have that boy Ashton from Boise State. So, I mean, expect fireworks between all 4 of those guys. So my prediction for this game, I just think the Heisman candidate front runner Ashton is going to have a fairly decent game. He's probably going to rush for like about 130 yards alone. He might score a touchdown. I mean, if you've seen the odds for him to score a touchdown this next game, it's like minus 2,000. It's crazy. So I just don't think that they're going to be able to stop him. I take Boise to win. Like I said, the spread was -3.5. I'll buy down that half point and take -3 just in case UNLV somehow comes close and comes within that touchdown range, and get that boy Ashton on the sideline and take it up the sideline and just jet it out for a touchdown. So 2 games tonight. I'm going to take Louisville -7. I'm buying that half point to make it down to 7. And then I'm also going to buy that half point against Boise to get down to -3. So mark it, book it, stamp it. Don't be a bum. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, ring that bell, and let's get this. Let's start this college football week off right. Let's head into tomorrow's game confident, and we'll go from there. Y'all have a good one.